Hey, it's Reed from Emerald Lotus Divination, a website that shares free weekly tarot resources for you. Today I'm going to be using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, a deck that I recently did an unboxing for, but I haven't really felt that connected to. I'm going to be using the Enchanted Spirit Tarot spread that I created for connecting with your magic. I went on Pinterest this morning and selected the first notification that I saw, and it was for this spread, so I decided that that's the one that I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be using this tarot deck because I have not really connected to this deck too much so far. Although it is so beautiful, I haven't actually really used it that much. So I recently posted a reel on Instagram showing some of my favorite cards from the deck. And so many people said that they're obsessed with this deck. It reads so well for them. They love it so much. So I decided to give it a shot because, you know, if you guys love it and you say it's so good, I trust your opinion. And the artwork is so beautiful. I just haven't felt super connected to read with it yet. I'm sure you guys understand that if you read tarot. The tarot spread that I'm going to be using today will be linked down below, so if you feel called to use it in your practice at any point, feel free to do that. And if you haven't seen the unboxing of this deck and you want to see more cards, I will leave that in the cards up top. So the first card in this spread is a part of my life that holds magic. So even if this card comes up negative, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a negative part of your life that holds magic. It can be in a wound that you have. It can be in a way that you handle that type of situation. People ask me a lot how to interpret negative cards and positive placements. That's a question I've gotten for a while. I think it's just something that comes as you read tarot and you start to learn more of the card meanings and how you can interpret them in different ways for different people. Just because that is something that happens with clients a lot as well, as seeing kind of negative cards come up in their reading and being able to decipher if it's really a serious message coming through or if it's something else that you want to interpret it as. So intuition really helps with that one. Ten of Swords. I love this. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. I know it's a little bit crazy, but I just have a really good connection with this card, and this specific depiction of the Ten of Swords from this deck is actually one of my all-time favorites. It's so beautiful. So to me, this card really represents finally stopping running from what scares you. And when I stop running away from the things that scare me, I can really tap into my magic. So I run away potentially from my magic and from my potential because of my anxiety and my fear of not being good enough, or just of my other random fears in general, specifically related to the sword. So not being smart enough, not being good enough, not being confident enough, not feeling like I'm capable enough, essentially. And this card really means that when I stop running away from them and when I really accept myself for who I am and lay down to what has been scaring me for so long, there's a really big part of me that holds magic there. There's a lot of magic that is held there. So that's a beautiful card. So immediately we get a kind of a negative card in a positive placement, and this is how I would interpret that. So I hope that that is a little bit helpful. So the second card in this reading is, what does this magic look like? So in this Ten of Swords card here, what does the magic actually look like that's held here? So let's see kind of what can come when I stop running away from my fears and really lay down to what scares me and accept it. Princess of Swords. So the magic that is held in this space of fear and anxiety and really letting myself feel the things that I run away from in life, I'll find that I'll put down a lot of my unnecessary mental defenses and the guard that I hold up to other people. So I'll become more curious, less guarded, less defensive, and more open to life when that actually happens. And when I do let those things down, I'll be able to really explore the element of swords without actually feeling so burdened by it, if that makes sense. And the third card is, how can I interact with this magic? So how can I actually use this magic? So instead of, especially as an air quality in this reading, instead of just having it as like a thought, how can I really tap into it? How can I use it? How can I gain something from having this magic? How is it practical for me? Princess of Cups. Interesting. So actually by putting down my defenses and connecting with the things that scare me rather than running from them, and I'll actually become closer to my emotional body and my feelings, and it'll get me closer to really connecting with my emotions instead of just cutting them off. So there is a lot of magic that is held for me in the Suit of Cups, but potentially I'm scared to really channel that because of my fears in life. And to give, sorry, I just blurred out. And to give a practical meaning for this card, like I said, this one really gives a practical meaning because it's how you can actually interact with this magic. For me, it's creativity. So this card represents creativity coming through as the way that I interact with the magic. Of potentially my pain and my healing process can be explored and be shown through creativity. Next is, how does this magic connect to my spirit? So how is this like part of my soul's purpose? How is this part of a soul connection for me that goes deeper than just the human experience? How does this magic really connect with who I am on a soul level? It would have probably been a better way to word that. Oh, Ace of Swords. So interesting. Also, this depiction, I love how this depiction has the sword holding the little person in the hand. It's really cool. So the Ace of Swords here to represent how this magic connects to my spirit is through reclaiming my personal power and really connecting with my power and really starting me on a new beginning and a new journey. So especially seeing the Ten of Swords, we're getting a lot of like the completion energy, and we have the pages or princesses as well. So it's a lot of like starting and ending. Clearly this to me represents like a chapter in my life where I've learned things potentially by running away, or maybe not in the best way. I haven't managed them necessarily in the best way, but by managing them and healing them and working through them, I'm really connecting to my creativity and setting out on a new path that is connected and very tied to my soul's purpose and my higher self, and potentially just that's it. I don't know where I was gonna go with that, but that's as simple as that, I think. Gorgeous. So much sword energy here. And the final card is a message from my Enchanted spirit. So what is something that my spirit wants me to know after this reading, once I have this, this is a fairly slippery deck. Oh, okay. Nine of Pentacles just popped out as well. Ace of Pentacles. So this will probably also help me out in the material realm as well, is what they're saying. So it's really about bringing new things into this world, creating new and exploring new. This is also one of my favorite cards in the deck. I feel like I've said that a couple times, but I have a print of this card. It was on my wall actually. Just took it down because I'm moving again, but I just absolutely adore this depiction. You can see the small person is hidden up top here watching. The colors are just everything I want in a tarot deck. So this card definitely represents like the abundance that's available to me, and the patience, I suppose, that's required to deal with a lot of things, especially as it relates to my magic and my healing and that sort of thing. The aces always represent being patient because, of course, they are the beginning of a new journey. And getting two of them in here, two aces and two princesses and a 10, is a really interesting reading. So I definitely get the sense of like beginning and closing chapters, healing certain aspects, and actually being at the end of my healing journey, which is really creating a space where I have a newfound creativity and potential to create and receive abundance moving forward. So that is the tarot reading. Please let me know what you think of this deck and these cards. Let me know if you own it and you use it. What did you think of this reading? Did you pick up anything else? And if you did this reading for yourself, let me know what your magic was. What was the main theme of your reading? Really, really cool reading, and I'm glad that I did that. So thank you to anyone who told me that this deck is worth using, because that was a very nice reading. I'll definitely be trying to use this deck again in the future. So let me know what you guys thought of this one and what you guys want to see next from me, and I will see you very soon. Bye.